Hello, welcome. This is a twin flame reading, but it's for any relationship really where you feel like somebody is emotionally avoidant, because that's really what twin flame is kind of like. So yeah, it's we're going to use the Sexual Magic Tarot because I do quite like this actually, because the imagery is quite interesting. I mean, it's quite sexual obviously, but within that you kind of see the power and control and the different dynamics that can go on. So let's use that deck. We'll do the relationship spreads. I haven't been doing many of these readings lately. It's been really weird. Spirit's just not been taking me there. And a couple of times, like I say, every now and again where I get, you know, the feeling to do one, I just end up with a day where there's just no way I've even got time to do it. So it's strange. But I do feel as a soul family, basically, this obviously is a soul family on this channel, and we are working on non-attachment, you know, because basically we're learning to connect to ourselves, which is spirit, you know, because how can you really find a relationship until you find yourself, you know, because until you find yourself, you're not really going to find a relationship that's right for you, you know. So that's obviously why it's better really to be focusing on, oh, there's a bit of something on my screen, sorry, that's going to irritate me. It's a bit of my OCD there. Yeah, you're not, are you? You can't, how can you find a relationship until you find yourself? You've got to find yourself first. So that's the journey we're on. I mean, that's what awakening is. The awakening process is to find yourself, and that's really what we're all here to do, isn't it? To find our true nature, not sort of the conditioned person that we were by our parents, not a person we became because of traumas that happened to us, but really get back to our true nature, which is love, which is spirit, you know. And once we find that, you know, then relationships get added on. So that's the awakening journey, and the twin flame helps you to get back to find your true self. Because of the fact that you're with somebody that won't connect with you, it's so painful and it's so upsetting and it's confusing. It's a very confusing journey because of the amount of love you feel for them. But really it's a mirror, isn't it? Because they're not giving you the love that you really want, and it's just a mirror really that, you know, we need to find that love inside ourselves. So I'm with you on that journey, you know I am. You're definitely not alone. And so that's probably why there's been less relationship readings this year, because I've been going much more deeper into finding my true nature and really saying no to attachment, because it's, you know, it's not really healthy till you actually really feel that you are connected to your true self. Okay, so let's go into the message then. It's enough chatting. Yeah, so twin flame or emotionally avoidant person, let's see what starts coming through. Okay, so recent past, there's a new emotional experience here, the Ace of Cups. There is this kind of like thing, this connection. We've got the Hierophant. It's a very strange experience because the Ace of Cups, you know, it feels like love. It feels like the beginning of love. Okay, and this is what happened to you with this person. It felt like the beginning of something real, something that was a real connection between two people. But we've got the Hierophant here, which signifies a commitment. So that there was a commitment here between you both. This was a genuine connection, a genuine bond. But with the Hierophant, it's always about taking us to a higher level of consciousness. So we're not allowed to, you know, stay in the 3D, are we? With the Hierophant, that's about us raising our consciousness, you know, becoming the true consciousness we are. So that's kind of what happened, you know. It's like, it started off, it looked like love, it looked like something real, but the Hierophant came in to say, look, you know, you're not here to play a character or play a role for somebody else. You are here for your own awakening. You are here to really become the true consciousness you are. You know? Because maybe in the past we did play roles with people and we weren't really our true selves, you know, because of our journey, and that's where we were at the time. And at the time, that was okay. It was okay to play a role at that given point in time, because that was destiny and it was the amount of ego and pain body we had at that time. So we were not awakened. But now it's like spirit has come in at around the time that you met this person. Okay, around the time you met this person, spirit was basically connecting with you to awaken you. So you can't fall back into playing roles with people, playing a role in a relationship. Because we're not here to play roles, we're here to be our true nature. What's going on this is for July, by the way. I didn't say that, but it's for July, because I checked and it was June the last time. Wow, Ace of Wands, look at that. Got 2 aces already. Okay, so Ace of Wands it's an opportunity from spirit for you to action. You've got an opportunity now to really, really make something happen in your life, to really, you know, take this opportunity Spirit's given you. King of Wands, to stand in your power, to be in your mastery, you know, not to take silly risks anymore. The King of Wands has already been the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is somebody who's unpredictable, keeps changing their mind, in and out, taking silly risks, you know, and that's what we've been doing. Sorry, I hope you don't mind me saying this. I might not be very popular, but that's what we were doing, taking risks with our own heart. You know, one minute we were sort of like, right, we're in our spiritual oneness, we're on our journey, I'm committing to myself, and then the next minute somebody comes along with an offer, okay, with an offer in the picture, and we would sort of like probably take a risk with our own heart, a silly risk. We knew something didn't feel aligned, but we would do that. Whereas now we're King of Wands. Now it's like, actually, we are in our mastery, we are in our maturity, and we can look at things more clearly and say, I don't think that's a risk worth taking, you know? And I've got an opportunity from Spirit now. I'm further along in my journey, and I've got an opportunity from Spirit now to really gain my full power. And King of Wands is full power. This is where you are now at. You know, this is a brand new opportunity in your life. You are now ready, you know, to actually be in your full power, to move into your mastery, to be much more mature, you know, and not take risks with your heart. Okay, so the person you think about, Ten of Swords. So they're feeling all sorts of things at the moment. Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is usually where the swords go into their back. This person's not very happy at the moment. They are dealing with disappointments. You can see in the cards. You know, it doesn't matter whether it's a feminine or a masculine you're dealing with, but your person is dealing with disappointment because certain things have not worked out for this person. Okay, let me just take a cup of tea. My throat's quite dry. Oh dear, you know, I had that tonsillitis and it's just like literally, you know, it's all part of my purge, but it's been hard because it's dragged on. I'm starting to feel much better now. Two of Wands, yeah, I'm telling you, your person is disappointed because certain things have not come together for them. They have not been able to get the opportunity or the situation they wanted. Okay, they wanted a situation to work in their favour and it to be how they wanted it to be, and that hasn't happened. They wanted it to happen. They had it all in their mind, you know, how it was going to play out and how good it could be, but it's not worked out that way. What does this person think of you? The Fool. Interesting. The Fool. They probably know they'd need to start from scratch with you or something. Four of Wands. You know, interesting. Let's pick another card to go with it. Six of Cups. Interesting. They basically do realise what they've had with you. They've got very fond memories of you. They basically, with the Four of Wands, it's not a very good picture actually for the Four of Wands. They basically know that they had the beginning of something with you, like with that Ace of Cups, you know, the beginning of something with you that was actually really good. You know, but it's like you wanted commitment, okay, because the Hierophant is commitment, and the Four of Wands also is commitment, but for them it was like not serious enough. It, you know, I mean, you can see in that card, it's not really a serious commitment. It's like, I hate to say it, it's like fun for them, okay? It's like you are sort of fun for them, and they do appreciate that it has been good with you. It was good with you, but it was still in the beginning phases. Four of Wands is commitment in the beginning phases. It's not like serious commitment further down the line. You know, it's the beginning of something solid. It's the beginning of something stable. They knew that that was what it was, and they've got fond memories of that, but they've also got the Fool. So they sort of know that you're moving on. They sort of know that it would have to start all over again from the beginning, and I think they feel nervous. When you get the Fool card, it indicates nerves, anxiety, because the Fool usually stands on the edge of the cliff, so it triggers their ego. It's like they're sort of triggered at the moment about you, because I think they sense you moving on. They have got fond memories. They know they had something quite good with you, but I think they're nervous about contacting you, or it's almost like they're nervous because they know that you would want commitment, and they obviously just feel, they sense you moving forward. They know you've got your independence. So they're mixed up. I'd say they're mixed up about you. Honestly, they're mixed up. How do they feel at the moment in themselves? The Lovers. Undecided. Okay, the Lovers card is a delay. It's a fork in the road. It represents the mystery of life. Ace of Cups. They're very undecided about love. They're very undecided about love. They're undecided about you. They delay love. They delay the beginning of a new emotional journey with you. They know, like I said, it would have to start from the beginning, really, in a lot of ways. And they're just undecided about love. They can't make their mind up. And it's a mystery to them. It's a mystery to them how they feel about things. How they want to move forward. Seven of Cups. this person lives in fantasy land. I hate to say this. They live in fantasy land because that's what Seven of Cups is. It's like mixed up in their head. This person, you know, to bring this Ace of Cups into reality, you know, it's like, it makes them nervous, the Fool. They know what they had with you is real. You know, they really do, but I think with the Two of Wands, they wanted everything on their terms and they weren't willing to make compromises with you to make it come together properly. And they're still, with the Lovers and the Seven of Cups, they're still undecided. It's like they live in La La Land, honestly. You watch your person, they're not really connected to reality. You know, they are not really connected to reality and what the reality of an actual relationship is like. Sorry. High Priestess, very secretive as well. They're very secretive about what goes on inside their head. They're secretive about their options. They're secretive. They're very much, I mean, it's good in a way because with the High Priestess, they are committing to themselves. This is the thing, they commit to themselves more than they do a relationship. Okay, sorry, my hair's a bit all over the place because I forgot to put it up in the thing. They're a bit all over the place. They are committed to themselves more than they are committed to something in the external reality. And maybe that's where they need to be right now. You know, I hate to say that, but they're dealing with their own disappointments. I think they're disappointed at the moment that something with you doesn't come together on their terms. And they might even be disappointed about other things as well, or like other relationships that have gone wrong. And while they're disappointed about these things, it's like they just go into fantasy land about life, and they're not really connected to reality and what it actually means to be in a relationship. I don't think this person really, they're a dreamer. They're too much of a dreamer and they're totally unrealistic. You know, what they need to do, what this person needs to do is really, really connect to their emotions. You know, really, really learn to connect to themselves properly. Because they're very half-hearted. And they're not being realistic at all. They've got the Knight of Pentacles here. What's hidden that you don't see? This person may come forth with an offer with the Knight of Pentacles, but it's very slow. And I don't like the energy of this card. Knight of Wands. Beware. Be very aware that this person is unpredictable and they just change their mind all the time. You, us, as a soul family, we're in King of Wands, right? We're taking the opportunity and it's really hard. You know, it's so easy, honestly, it's much easier to stay in the Seven of Cups type of dreamy energy where you just live in fantasy land and you don't really face anything. You just live in a fantasy dream world. It's not a nice way to live, but in a way it's easier. But we're facing things. We know we've got an opportunity to be truthful with ourselves and to really stand in our power and to face our demons and to become more mature, you know, and just be like, right, because a King of Wands is not a follower. You know, a King of Wands stands in their power and says, right, this is who I am, and I've got courage, and I'm honest with myself, I'm honest with other people. It's about, you know, the King of Wands has really accepted themselves. They're not running away from anything. They've been through their unpredictable, risky experiences, and they've learned about who they really are, and they've come to terms with who they really are, and they are accepting of themselves. And that's hard. With that comes, it's quite hard, because you have to admit to yourself you can't change yourself for anybody. But it does mean you're much more powerful, you know, and it means you're more grounded and you can see more clearly. And ultimately you become more charismatic. You know, you radiate a much better energy. You know, what's hidden that you don't see is this person could offer you something, but it's quite slow to come if you accept it. It would be slow to come if you accept it. And it would also be unpredictable. Most likely they could disappear off again. They wouldn't be hanging around properly. You know, it's like more mixed up energy. I mean, to have the Six of Cups, the Four of Wands and the Fool, is just totally mixed up. That makes no logical sense. This person, honestly, they make no logical sense when it comes to you, because they've got very fond memories. You know, they knew they had a good thing going with you that they were building, but then they've got the Fool card, which is just somebody taking off. And I think they see you getting your independence now. But, you know, they were a fool with you. They were not taking it to the next level. They just kept it in this Four of Wands, the beginning of a solid foundation. They couldn't take it any further than that. Why? Because they were scared. Like I said, the Fool stands on the edge. So he's fearful. And your person was fearful. And they still are. They still are. So they just go round and round in circles with the Lovers to the Seven of Cups. Round and round in circles. So if you accept something from them in July, just be prepared. Because it won't really be what you want. Sorry, my throat. This is what I'm dealing with at the moment. So we're clearing a lot. We're clearing so much, and I know it's really hard because we really, really love this person. Okay, we really love this person, and we really knew that it was the beginning of something with so much potential. But you've got somebody who's going round and round in fantasy land, and they're not being realistic, and they're not prepared to do what it takes to bring this into an aligned relationship. Two of Wands is not aligned. It's not oneness. It's two that don't come together as one. So they've got fear, and they're too unpredictable at this time. What's the advice from Spirit for us? The Devil. There you go. Temptation. Be very aware in July of temptations. Okay? Why do we fall into temptation? The devil just represents the ego, the false self, you know, and we fall into temptation when we don't know our true self. You know? It's horrible. It's so difficult when you really love someone, you really care about them, and it is a temptation. The Moon. The Devil to the Moon. That's the advice from Spirit. The Moon means stay very still. Stay very still, because things will get revealed by the light of the moon if you stay very still. And if you don't stay still, you'll end up very triggered by this situation. You know, it's very wise at this time in July. I mean, we're basically halfway through July. I had my birthday yesterday. 43, by the way. 43. You know, it's very wise at this time to stay still and to remember that Spirit is trying to confront you with different temptations. to see if you'll take the bait. And I think that is something that we did used to do because we were in our Knight of Wands phase. We didn't really know who we were, so we were taking silly risks and we were taking chances on a hope, a wing and a prayer. You know, and deep down we knew something wasn't really, you know, aligned. So July, be careful of the temptations, be careful of that, stay intensely still. Don't allow yourself to be triggered by this person. You are wise. The outcome for July is clarity, the sun. You're going to get so much more clarity by the end of this month. Things are becoming clearer and clearer all the time. And the more clear you become, it's because you're closer to source. And how do we get closer to source? Taking ourselves away from temptation, taking ourselves away from duality, taking ourselves away from attachment, because that doesn't give you clarity, that gives you confusion, because you start falling back into old patterns of trying to play a role, you know, like you have done in other relationships. And that's the karmic pattern we're here to break in this soul family. So not everyone watching this is going to agree with it, but if you're in this soul family, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about and you will understand. And look at that, the judgment. We are going to be making the right judgment with clarity. You know, Spirit is working behind the scenes to support you, to stay very strong at this time, to not get tempted back into an agreement with somebody who is a twin flame or emotionally avoidant, because you know it doesn't sit right with you, and you know you're in your maturity now, and you're going to get so much better clarity and abundance coming your way by staying conscious, you see. So that is a reading, and I hope, well, anyone in the soul family, I know you're going to resonate and understand it, but I hope it gives you strength, okay? Because you're not alone. I know it's testing, I know it's really hard when you really, really care about somebody, but look at what we're doing, because it's a mirror that we've got to care more for ourselves. We can't change our true nature to fulfill somebody else. We have to be true to us, you know? So sending you lots of love and peace, and if you want to book in for a reading, you know I'm here. If you need more clarity on your path and the way forward for yourself and how to connect with yourself, it can really help to do your astrology chart as well. So there's that too. And I'm sending you lots of love and peace, okay, as your soul sister.